Hey guys, we're going to continue our discussions on geology in a bit, but we're going to first learn how to find our way around planet Earth. This will be important in understanding rocks and minerals and all of the important geologic processes in terms of where they're happening and why they're happening there. But first, we got to be able to navigate the Earth itself. We do that with a grid or a coordinate system that we call latitude and longitude. These are two lines that intersect that help us locate positions on planet Earth. Of course, our latitude and longitude system looks something like this. This is showing the Earth as if it were flat, which we know it is not. Nevertheless, we have horizontal lines that we call latitude, and we have vertical lines that we call longitude. Notice how these two sets of line intersect at specific locations. It's a lot like using a graph with an x and y axis. X is the latitude, y is the longitude. We actually have two major reference lines that we use. The latitude system uses the equator, which is 0 degrees. It cuts the Earth into a northern and southern hemisphere. The longitude line uses what we call the prime meridian. This cuts the Earth into an eastern and western hemisphere. So when we start with the equator, we can look at the equator at 0 degrees, which is a line of latitude, which cuts the Earth into a northern and a southern hemisphere. All lines of latitude run parallel with each other. Our longitude major reference line is the prime meridian. This runs north and south. Lines of longitude do not run parallel, but rather intersect at the poles. You would see that on a globe. The prime meridian cuts the Earth into a western hemisphere and an eastern hemisphere. So with this, we can identify specific quadrants or quarters of the Earth. For example, north of the equator is a northern latitude, which is east of the prime meridian. This is the northeastern quadrant. South of the equator is south latitude, and east of the prime meridian puts us in the southeastern quadrant. South of the equator, this time to the west of the prime meridian, puts us in a southwestern quadrant. And north of the equator to the west of the prime meridian, this is where we live, is in the northwestern quadrant. So we're going to practice identifying locations. If you guys turn to page 13 in your red book, we're going to do questions 1 through 4. We'll do question 1 together, and you can complete 2, 3, and 4 on your own. Don't move on to the bottom half. We'll do that in class. Question number 1 says that we are 30 degrees south of the equator. 30 degrees south of the equator. I'm going to draw in the equator so we can all see it. It's 0 degrees latitude. It cuts the Earth into a northern and a southern hemisphere. 30 degrees south is a line of latitude that runs parallel to the equator. Notice our southern latitudes are down here. So this is 30 degrees south. But we're intersecting it with 100 degrees west. We use the prime meridian for our latitude, our longitude reference line, and it divides the Earth into a western and an eastern hemisphere. 100 degrees west, therefore, is moving to the west at 100 degrees. We intersect We're 30 degrees south, and it places us at 30 degrees south, 100 degrees west. You're going to put the number 1 next to that position. Try 2, 3, and 4, and we'll go over these in class tomorrow. Good luck, guys.